This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
It's back. The dripping, I just heard it.
I hear it too.
Really?
You do? Yeah. I think it sounds like maybe it's coming from over there. I promise.
They were! Their blood was dripping on the floor. You heard it.
It's the hunger, Mari. It's just the hunger. That's all.
Well, hello and welcome back to Doomcoming.
The penultimate episode of season 2.
Madam, please. It's a podcast, but it's a buffering rewatch adventure podcast where we are watching and discussing every episode of Yellowjackets one at a time, spoiler free, except for in What's the Buzz. Thank you for the goat time and whatever the hell this was. I'm Jenny Owen Youngs.
I'm Kristin Russo, and Jenny, if I die, don't waste my body.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Today, we are talking about season 2, episode 8 of Yellowjackets. It chooses.
It Chooses was written by Sarah L. Thompson and Liz Fang and directed by Daisy von Scherlermeyer. It originally aired on May 19th, 2023. And hey, this is a very special recording. It's Buffering After Dark. Buffering After Dark has returned. We're here for you.
And Jenny and I both have a small glass in front of us, and one of them is filled with phenobarbital, and it will choose.
and the other is just Diet Coke.
Yes. Same effect, actually, from both.
Delicious. Oh, Kristin, the previously on. I know we've been harping and banging our drum and stuff about like the just sort of like the script leading the story instead of the other way around kind of thing. But like the first 50% of the previously on is like, they're at a wellness center. There is a wellness center. Lottie leads the wellness center. We'd better get to the wellness center.
I actually never watched the previously ons. I've just decided I don't have any interest in them. Thank you very much. Also, just in case you're wondering, this is the one, same description on IMDb and on Showtime. This is the one where Callie encounters an old flame. Van proves goalies never say die. Most of the adults intentionally commune in the sharing shack. This is the one where we figure out what the Queen of Hearts means all along. It's the one where Javi dies. It's the one, they can't say that, but I'll tell you. This is that one. Okay? I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that Javi died, but Jenny reminded me, so I wasn't surprised.
Oh my God.
Avanti didn't remember that Javi died, and I reminded her, so she wasn't surprised. So everybody's good.
We were taping an episode or two ago. I don't know if it got left in the edit because maybe it was in the What's the Buzz, but Kristin was definitely like, oh, yeah. Was it about Hilary Swank? You were like, maybe she's Javi.
Yeah. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's Javi.
Yeah. Having no recollection that Javi is so dead.
Is very dead. Oh, we'll talk about it. So we're going to go, this is an easier one to split because we're just going to go chronologically through 1997. And then we're going to go chronologically through the present, because they're both in a pretty tidy little line. And obviously, as it always does, the past connects with the present. Okay, so starting in 1997.
Misty's legacy of helping people go potty.
Misty,
she loves to be there for them.
She's a pretty good fucking caretaker. Like, that's the thing.
In her youth.
What?
In her youth, not later.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she just hasn't been given. I mean, right, at the funeral home, it's not at the funeral home. Oh my God. At the nursing home. I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
It isn't going quite as well for her, but I don't know. I've been really feeling a bit of an attachment to young Misty in this watch through season 2 that I didn't feel as much before. I mean, whatever.
Is it because she's best friends with Kristin?
Yeah, it's because I realized we're best friends.
You're thinking about replacing me with Misty fucking Quigley.
Yeah, she doesn't want anyone to eat me, She's digging through the snow looking for me. She really cares. Jenny would be like, find that bitch. Let's fucking roast her.
Well, because you very clearly told me not to waste your body at the top of this episode.
I did.
So as an act of good friendship.
This is like the first crack in Mari's facade, I would say, right? Like, this moment is the realest moment from Mari that we get. Misty? First of all, let's hear what Misty says to Mari's being a cunt. Surprising no one. I'm sorry if you don't like that word. I love that word. We can have a discussion about it, except for we can't because I can't hear you. But Misty is like, helping Lottie bloody pee into like a pan. And Mari is like, it smells fucking this and that, just being an absolute asshole. So let's hear a little bit of their exchange and talk about what happens after.
God, it's making my eyes water.
Oh my God, would you shut up about the pee? God, she's in danger here. And after everything that she's done for us. But no, you're to be a little brat, just like you always are. You know what? If you're so grossed out by it, just take it downstairs and empty it.
I guess nobody ever told Mari that there's no use crying over spilled pee.
Oh, Jenny.
What?
Mari is upset. It's kind of like, to me, it reads like Mari has been called a little brat by other people in her life. Like, this seems like it's resonating with her, and she spills the pee, like Jenny says, and then she cries on the stairs. And, it's I'm not saying it's nice to see Mari cry. I don't want her to cry, but it's nice to like see Mari be emotionally impacted by something and not just be a huge bitch,
If we don't get an emotional flashback episode centering on Mari's life pre-plane crash that makes us really actually like her, so that she can then be eaten later in that same episode.
Yep.
I will be pissed.
Speaking of eating things, Akila's just playing with her tiny little cute mouse Nugget. Everything is completely normal. She's talking to Nugget about her nephew and how she'll make sure her nephew will play carefully with Nugget.
Yeah, that mouse is dead.
Yeah.
That mouse has been dead this whole time. This mouse is a desiccated corpse.
Oh, it is a desiccated corpse. Thaisa fucking sees it and is like, Akila? Akila is like, you cannot touch him. He is mine. She is like more intense in this moment than like we have seen her be about anything. She feels so many feelings for this mouse, and it is,
I know.
It's also done, I think it's done really well that like the minute that it's in Ty's hands, she can see it, you know, like when it's in her hands, she can't. And then like when Ty's holding it, and she's so fucked up. She's like not quite as fucked up as Thaisa was when Thaisa realized she ate Jackie, but she's close, you know? Like this moment of like, I've been holding this dead mouse for how long? And my brain is not trustworthy.
My one note for this moment is I feel like Thaisa's reaction is just like, after everything you've been through up to this point, you ate your friend, you're starving, just sleepwalking, eating some dirt, what, you're running around through the woods. What? Somebody holding a little dead mouse is gonna make you lose your mind.
But maybe it's not that she's holding a little dead mouse. Maybe it's that Thaisa knows that she's been sleepwalking and she's been detaching from reality. But as you start to realize that everyone actually might be doing this, like that is terrifying. So maybe it's that and not the mouse.
Yeah.
Though if she saw Akila later contemplating eating the desiccated corpse of that mouse, she might be worthy of that response just for that alone.
There is some Jersey representation in this scene that I just want to touch on because it felt very important to my heart and stomach. And that is that Akila mentions getting vinegar fries.
Oh, tell us
and
about
also vinegar fries are just fries with vinegar on them. They're so fucking good.
Is that where like
imagine a
salt
French
and
fry
vinegar
with
potato chips come from?
I think that is, the sort of inspo. But even more important than that, she mentions funnel cake. And listen, I grew up absolutely in love with funnel cake. And what I didn't realize that like while I was scarfing it down every year at the Sussex County Farm and Horse Show was that I was actually taking funnel cake for granted, because you know what you don't have in New England anywhere?
They don't have funnel cake up
Funnel
there?
cake. No, they have fried dough, which is just a big hunk of dough that's been fried and dusted with sugar.
Actually, yes, this is correct, because I had fried dough in upstate New York. But on Long Island, I'm pretty sure we had funnel cake.
Civilized.
Yeah.
No offense. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but I'm dying up here. I know these girls have been stranded in the woods for like a year or whatever, but I personally am in at least as dire of straits as they up here in Maine.
Jenny
with
actually
nary
doesn't
a funnel
realize that the
cake.
piece of funnel cake she's holding is the desiccated corpse of a funnel cake. So after Akila says, "What the fuck?" we go to the credits. Okay, so let's see. Akila's not doing great, but neither is Ty. Thaisa is seeing she's seeing the other Thaisa. And I don't remember, like, because I have Tawny Cypress doing Shadow Tie is like fucking burned into my skull because it's so terrifying, the look she gets on her face. But I don't remember, apart from like, you know, seeing teen Ty like go through the woods and like be Shadow Tie to Van. This is the first time. Is it the first time that Ty is seeing Shadow Tie, that they're like looking upon each other?
To the best of my recollection.
Yeah, I think it is. And it's so fucking creepy. Fucking the grin on Shadow Tie's face. I just have written in my notes, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, if I was Ty in this situation, I would be like, get back in there. Get the fuck back in it. Get in there.
Seriously. Get in the pit, Mari, and get in the pit, Shadow Tie.
The pit of my soul, just get back inside, just resume inhabiting this body.
I want to look upon you. Jenny, have you ever eaten belt soup? Is that something they serve in New Jersey as well with their funnel cake?
That is not a regional delicacy where I'm from.
Can you really get protein from a leather belt?
Are you a nutritionist? Are you a survivalist? Do you know the answer to this question? Write to us at hello@bufferingcast. We need your input.
Yeah, I don't know if we said this in pod already, but somebody did let us know that I think we were wondering what they were eating that would give them vitamin C a few episodes back. And pine needles actually will give you
Just loaded
vitamin C. So my sunshine
vitamin
soup
C.
Theory was not correct. So Shauna goes to take a blanket up to Lottie, and there's a bit of a conflict. Jen is like, yo, now you give a shit about Lottie? And Van sort of shuts this down by saying, like, Lottie did this for us, so don't fucking make that a waste. I can't imagine at this point in time, at this level of hunger, that anyone but Mari would have the stamina to be a bitch. You know what I mean? Who has this kind of energy?
I'll tell you, it burns a lot of calories, Kristin, in my experience.
Right? It's like... But I just learned that breastfeeding burns like 500 calories a day. And I think being a bitch is up there, probably 420 calories a day, just being a bitch, which means that I will be burning 920 calories a day. At
least. Right. I mean, I think that probably the degrees and the sort of like cumulative minutes in a day are going to contribute to that total calorie count for being a bitch.
Yeah.
So you could be well into the 2, 3, 4,000s. If you play your cards right. Van's sort of assertion, Van says, Lottie took a beating from her, Shauna, to protect us. So is the idea that Shauna was so distraught, so angry in her grief that she was going to attack everyone?
I don't know if it's that she was going to attack everyone necessarily, but like she was unraveling, and it was not going to be good for everyone if she like her anger and her grief were making her spiral on this fantasy, or delusion, I guess, of them eating the baby. And I think that it was more like nuanced, sort of like Lottie took that rage and grief to an extent to like release Shauna from that at the very least. Because who knows what Shauna would have done? I mean, later in the episode, adult Shauna says that she would have killed somebody if she learned they were blackmailing her. So who knows what any of these people are capable of? Who knows what I'm capable of or you're capable of, Jenny? That's what Yellowjackets really wants us to ask.
How many calories do you burn murdering and eating your teammate?
Well, I mean, you burn a lot by murdering them, and then you get them all back with their high caloric butt meat, you know?
Yes. True.
So speaking of butt meat, Ben is
Always
talking to Natalie, and Natalie says that she thinks Javi has even gone to the dark side, aka like a follower of Lottie, because she saw him like bowing to a symbol tree the other day, and Ben's like, "Skirk, what?" Say
which tree and where, and be specific. So
fucking Ben. Okay, so this is I texted Jenny about this immediately because I was losing my mind. Ben goes into Javi's, I'm calling it Javi's room. Does Javi have a room? Does Javi sleep in Ben's room?
I think the boys sleep in one room, and the girls sleep everywhere else.
So Javi has drawings in his little suitcase, and we know this. We've seen that, you know, his friend, he was talking about his friend, and we saw drawings, but we really see Ben. What?
I just had an idea for what's the buzz. Sorry, I'll make a note for myself.
Great. Stay tuned for What's the Buzz, where Jenny Owen Youngs lets us know what that gasp is all about. So the drawing that Ben focuses on is the tree. He really wants to learn more about this tree. We'll talk about the fucking tree, clearly. But there's two other drawings that you see as he shuffles through them, and they both are very striking. Like, they're not just like other kinds of trees. It's like there's like a bird with a triangle behind it that almost looks like the bird's wearing a little hat, which is just my side commentary. That is nothing there to talk about. And then there's another drawing that's also really heavily featuring triangles, sort of like...
Do they look like buddies at all? Like, when you look at the triangles, do you feel like they have the quality of a buddy?
I mean,
whatsoever?
to me, at this point in my journey, every triangle could be a buddy, you know?
Every triangle is a buddy you just haven't met yet.
Yeah. But the drawing, so I was like, okay, what's up with these fucking drawings? And this is, there's like 5 reasons why the internet is good, and this is one of the 5. I knew that someone else would have done this deep dive for me, so I went and I found a couple Reddit threads. And first of all, we've talked, if you listen to season 1 of our coverage, or really probably of anyone's coverage, we talked a lot about trigonometry. Trigonometry was brought up like by name like 5 times in season 1, right? Triangle Buddy is a triangle, and he has some lines through him. And if you get the math teacher edition of Triangle Buddy, he only comes with a trigonometry book, actually.
Yes. And he's got radii and transecting lines.
Yes,
and
so much transecting.
Angles.
Anyway, it turns out that, I don't know if you remember Adam Martin's fucking tattoo, but if you just go and look at this other, I'm going to link both for you in the show notes, so you don't even have to do it. You just go then click. Javi's drawing of, it's like a triangle and a circle and some drips of, I think it looks like kind of drips of blood in the drawing.
Could be drips of pee.
Or pee. Yeah, bloody pee. Could be both, actually, as we learned at the top of the episode. The back of Adam it has a tattoo on it that is so similar. There's a triangle. There's the same circle. There's dots. It's hard to, like, the picture that I have is blurry. They didn't give us an exact. There's mountains up above on his tattoo. And I don't think we ever talked about this in an episode, but there's something going on here. And I would quit the show if Adam Martin was just Adam Martin, a guy that wanted to fucking date Shauna. Like, that would just simply not be acceptable to me. So I'm glad that there's some tangible proof that Adam is not just Adam.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Coincidence that he has fucking mountains with like triangulated fucking shit that looks just like Javi's fucking drawing on him. Come on. Maybe Ben lives and comes back and he has to break up with, Paul's moved on, but he meets Adam and they have a love affair. And Adam finds Ben's drawings that he kept from Javi, and he gets one of them as a tattoo.
Or maybe Javi remembers a piece of art that he once saw in a book. And maybe it's like one of those pieces of art that's like regularly reprinted for college students to hang in their dorms. And maybe he was like doodling it from memory. And then maybe Adam Martin, the day he turned 18, got a tattoo of that very same piece.
Wow. It's actually an MC Escher.
Yeah.
Well, look at the drawing, look at the tattoo, see if your mind is blown. Pay no attention to Akila. She's about to eat nugget, but she doesn't. Thank fucking God for everyone.
I just don't, this just couldn't be, well, maybe it's like...
If there's fucking protein in a belt, then there's probably some protein in the desiccated corpse of a mouse, but there's probably other shit in there too that
this is
might
what I'm
kill
saying.
you.
There's all kinds of stuff you don't want to be ingesting.
At least
in
cook
there.
the desiccated corpse before you eat it. You know what? Probably you could throw that guy into the soup, into the belt soup.
Maybe let's just let sleeping mice lie.
Okay. Everyone is falling apart as previously discussed. Mari now is hearing dripping.
Yeah, but this time Ty hears it too, which is new. You know what else is new? The wall bleeding.
They're dead. They're dead. Their blood was dripping on the floor. Who is they? Skeleton Buddy and the only people I know who've been in this cabin are Skeleton Buddy and Triangle Buddy. So who's the they? The two of them?
Triangle Buddy is a people and has been here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. At this point, I think that even our listeners might agree. At this point, when like someone refers to the symbol and doesn't call him Triangle Buddy, I'm confused because like I fully have just accepted that is the character. This is a character and that is his name.
Yeah, I had a blast initiating Joanna Robinson a couple of weeks ago. Joanna, he's our friend.
He's our buddy, actually. Like, literally, it's in his name. Okay, so
everybody's getting geared up for winter. Ben is putting snow tires on his crutches.
I love that.
Nat is giving Javi some fingerless gloves, or a fingerless glove at least.
Well, at least one.
And then, prompted by, I guess, that act of kind-hearted gloveliness, Travis comes over and is like, "You're a good person, and I'm sorry for making you feel like you weren't." And then all is forgiven. Whee!
Yeah, I like this, actually. You sound like you have a thorn in your paw about it, but I actually really like it.
Listen, knowing where we're headed at the end of this episode, and knowing that there are just some chunks that have been scooped out.
Right.
It feels like maybe there could have been like a little bit more, knowing that Travis is going to endanger himself by trying to save Natalie's life.
Right.
I would like to feel a little bit more of this reconciliation.
Right.
Like, how did we get here?
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that I would reconcile with Natalie in a heartbeat myself. So,
no, I mean, she's very reconcilable. But
I support your wants, though.
Thank you.
Upstairs, Lottie is not looking good at all. Actually,
she's looking real bad.
She is awake, but like sweaty, and it's not good. She says. Similar, she got it from me, actually. "If I die, don't waste my body. Promise me."
Yeah, she said, Kristin 316. "If I die, don't waste my body."
Okay, Ben is looking at the map. He's making snowshoes because he's going to go to the tree, right? He needs to find the fucking tree. He's looking at the map, and I die laughing because I realize that Van's macro Triangle Buddy is still on the map that he's looking at. Like, remember she took the map and she put Triangle Buddy on? He's still there. Yeah. He's like not complete, but like he's still there. So everyone knows that someone has put a macro Triangle Buddy over the top of the map of the smaller Triangle Buddy trees.
What do you think the scale of a Triangle Buddy carving to the Triangle Buddy that is in the ground at Camp Triangle Buddy? Do we think the ratio of the carving to the camp symbol is the same as the camp symbol to the gigantic Triangle Buddy on the wilderness map?
Yes, I think it's precise, and I think they used trigonometry to make sure that it was correct.
I mean, I don't do anything without trigonometry, so...
Ben leaves in the dark, and I've decided that I'm justifying this because he's leaving right before sunrise. He knows it's a long trip. Because I was like, why? Because it's daytime later when he's out there. So I've decided he's left right before the sun comes up. Because otherwise, that would make no sense to go at nighttime.
Yeah. It's a hike. It's a hike, and he is not moving at maybe like his previous top speed.
Right. Okay, so as previously mentioned, Lottie is so sick, and Misty goes downstairs and conveys this message to the group. Lottie said if she dies, she wants us to make use of her to stay alive. And then let's just hear some of the response from inside of the cabin.
I can't imagine being here without her. Me either. Then let's not. Lottie isn't gonna die. The wilderness won't let her die.
They may not want her to, but if she's starving, there's no way she's gonna live.
The same is true for all of us. We need to find a way to stay alive. And it can't be her.
This is the beginning of the end, Jenny. This is the moment it all turns.
Yeah. And can I just say, I'm so sorry. I want to be all in. Hello, we're here making this podcast. It is my default setting to want to be thrilled with every single thing that happens on screen in this show. Unfortunately, I'm just having a really hard time feeling like we got here. I don't even know if there's like, if what is missing, if it were replaced, if I would feel
right
better, because we are talking about going from, if one of us dies because they have not survived and then we eat them to survive, we're going from that to we are going to pick somebody and kill them ourselves on purpose.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, sorry. It chooses.
It chooses, of course. We all know it chooses. But like, we're going to come up with a little ritual. Like, by the time we get to the circle, there's a candle being lit. There's a dramatic flair with the showing of the Queen of Hearts. They draw and draw and draw, and then they've apparently had a conversation about the necklace, because Shauna puts the necklace on Natalie once she has drawn the card. Listen, here's what I found in some trivia on the wiki about this episode. A cutscene for this episode expanded on how the Yellowjackets came up with the ritual to determine who would be offered up as a sacrifice. According to Sophie Thatcher, T. Natalie, it was a group decision, with everyone forcing themselves into believing it's what Lottie would have wanted, with Misty adding some manipulation. Wow, that sounds like some much needed context to help this story continue to feel believable and like it's being pulled along naturally and not just because we're going where we need to go.
Yeah, I did have a moment of giggling to myself thinking about like the brainstorming sesh, you know? They were like, okay, so should it be the Queen of Hearts or like the Queen of Diamonds? Queen of Hearts? Okay, good. And should we do something else? What about well, Jackie was wearing the necklace, so, you know, like just, it was very funny to me. And that's why you shouldn't let my mind do it. You should do it as the writers, because you'll do a better job than my mind. But I also, and I feel like I've said this before, and I know it's not practical, but if it were me, I think my first idea would be, what if we all just cut off a little bit of ourselves? You know what I mean?
Right. Why kill somebody when you could
wound everybody?
Yeah. Bet you're all missing Ben's leg right about now.
I know, right? That leg was soup, unfortunately. I don't think it was edible, even in its original condition.
Oof.
But like, you know, probably you can't just cut off your butt cheek and survive, but maybe you would survive. And then if you die, then we eat the rest of you. But you have a chance to live a life with one butt cheek, you know?
Yeah. There's also somebody upstairs who literally, from the way everybody's talking about it, could die at any time.
That's the thing that like really trips me up, is the decision is like if the mindset is that it chooses and someone literally is upstairs near death. How, I mean, and again, it's all rooted in them like believing in her as the leader, and they can't survive. They feel like they can't survive without her, and on and on and on. But it does seem to be in direct conflict with the ethos to say it chooses, but it's actually, you know what, it really reminded me of Catholicism. It's just so hypocritical right there. Like, it chooses except for not that one, okay? It's like, the Pope is the voice of God, except for not that one. But I just, you know, I agree. I think at the very least, too, it would seem like they would wait to see what happened with Lottie. But for them, it's like save Lottie by killing somebody else. It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I just feel like I feel like a lot of great opportunity to create a rich path to lead us here, and alas, we don't have every brick in the path at this time. Maybe there'll be some cool flashbacks in season 3.
Yeah, I mean, again, like being generous, there could be sort of the reason that there is no bonus episode for this season is that perhaps they're going to use some of the footage in the actual season 3 itself, giving us some of this background. I don't know.
Yeah. Something I really wonder, it's so easy to make a TV show from the comfort of my home, of course. But there's definitely a question in my mind about, because the fandom became so intense so quickly, and like because it's so, there's like such a huge theorizing presence on Reddit, and people are talking about the Antler Queen, and everybody's been like doing the math and just like really spending a lot of time on the message boards, like, and people are like really devoted, and like there's definitely been a recognition of like in the process of trying to figure it out, like of like assigning Lottie power. And I wonder if any part of like knowing that was going on within the fandom has like created a little bit of like, oh, we're gonna like just like take it for granted that like people will be with us when we make this move, because we already know how they're feeling about Lottie and stuff. Yeah.
Or even if it wasn't, I mean, again, we're just here theorizing, but like, even if it wasn't necessarily the something that informed the script itself, I do wonder if it informed the cuts. Like if they were making cuts, if they were like, well, you know what I mean? Like they get this, so we could probably cut this. Sort of a like step down from what you're saying. But yeah. Again, I told you there's only 5 good reasons for the internet. And this is a not great thing of the internet, is like how creators are in direct conversation with fans and viewers. And like, I mean, there are good parts about that. Like, you see something happen and you think it's fucked up and you let a creator know and maybe they take some accountability for it. But for the most part, I think it's really hard to separate your own ideas from the very loud feedback that is always there waiting for you.
That's why I let you manage our inbox, Kristin. I do think it's a really strong and great character moment for Natalie during this ritual, when Shauna puts the heart necklace on her from behind and is going to slit her throat from behind, and Natalie's like, no dude, you have to like look into my eyes while you do this. You can't be a coward and kill me while my back is turned.
I agree. This is an incredible performance. By honestly, like I think the whole circle does a good job. I love the variation on their responses to picking the cards and seeing that they're not the queen. They all have like slightly different responses that all seem very believable to me. I love Javi running over to Travis when they both have not gotten the card. I love the look we see Van give Ty and Ty give Van when Van doesn't get the card. Like I really like all of the work that's happening in that. I just cannot imagine. I know that Shauna is the one who can butcher. Okay. She's good with a knife. Anybody could slit the person's throat who picks the Queen of Hearts. Okay.
Why is it Shauna?
Why is it of all the people there, you are gonna have Shauna be the one to have to fucking kill Natalie?
Maybe they're like, well, it's your fault that we have to do this because you beat the crap out of Lottie.
So now
it's your responsibility. Certainly couldn't be me, Kristin. When we're in a survival situation together, whoever gave birth most recently will definitely be excused from cannibal sacrifice.
I just feel like Shauna has lost so much in such a short span of time that I couldn't believe that she was like in this position. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, again, but who knows what we're missing from the story, but Travis, so and this is interesting to me too. Travis, Natalie turns around, what Jenny just said, says, if you're going to do this, you have to look at me while you do it, which, I mean, that dates back to, what I was going to say is that dates back to Game of Thrones times, you know, like.
Yes, back in the Age of Dragons. Go on.
But like looking at the person, isn't that a game of, the reason that Game of Thrones was in my head is because that is where I'm feeling I'm remembering this. Like
maybe you're thinking of the Ned Starkism, the man who passes the sentence should swing the blade or whatever.
Yes, that is what I'm thinking of. So not quite exactly the same, but the idea that if you're gonna do something, you have to fucking be the one to do it. And then this is like you take ownership of it. You're gonna kill me, you need to look at me. You can't bury it. You can't hide from it. You have to do it. Then Travis is like, fuck this, actually. And the thing that gets him to the fuck this, actually, is his own flashbacks from season 1, the titular Doomcoming episode, where they were all fucked up on mushrooms, but also like but both hosts of this podcast have been fucked up on mushrooms, and neither one of us, to my knowledge, ever tried to cut anyone's heart out with a knife. So like there was something else going on in that moment. And that's what Travis is thinking about when he tackles, Shauna or whatever and tells Nat one word, run. The same one word that Shauna said to Javi. Run in that same moment that Travis is flashing back to. And so I just was like thinking about that and thinking about what, because you mentioned like Travis jumping in here doesn't feel like necessarily super earned in terms of his relationship to Natalie or his love for Natalie or how recently he forgave Natalie or whatever. But I actually don't know if it's
you're making a great point
only about Natalie, right?
Yeah.
I think that there's just like, he was in this position once and he saw the sort of like disjointedness, detachment, insanity, whatever you want to call it.
Mob mentality.
Yeah. And I think that like he's recognizing himself as like a part of that by standing here and like doesn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And so Natalie runs, and then like very similar to the episode Doomcoming, it's like that, like having someone run changes them all instantly. The way that Van picks up the fucking stick from the fire on her way out is like terrifying.
Bullet with Butterfly Wings by your favorite band Smashing Pumpkins is playing. And I have 2 notes.
Okay.
I think it is just a tremendous choice for like what's going on. The number one problem is Billy Corgan's voice. And the number 2 problem is that they've edited it in such a way that like they cut from the first line of the pre-chorus to the last line of the pre-chorus.
Wow.
And if you know this song,
yeah,
that might like really stick out to you like it did for me. And Billy's voice always sticks out for me.
Yeah, I think Billy's voice always sticks out for all of us.
But I feel like like everything else except Billy's voice is like it just fits so well, and like it has that sort of like half feral kind of like wildness to it, and the sort of like the like the drums in the verse are like going nuts on the toms, which is very like feels very like footfalls and heartbeat. Like it just feels like so great for what's happening. So what I would say is, couldn't we get the instrumental? Couldn't we get the instrumental for this song to use instead of Billy's voice? Because it would get rid of Billy's voice being distracting and get rid of that, what to me is an awkward edit that like kind of breaks the lyric up in a way that it was not intended to be broken up. It would just fix both of those things at once, and then we would just be having a great creepy time.
Why do they break up the lyrics? Like
they basically just like cut out the middle because I think they wanted to get somewhere sooner. Like they, just they
to
they cut it
forward
down
in the
to
song.
fit the scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always happy to hear Smashing Pumpkins needle drop. You just made me wonder what it's like to not know, because like Billy Corgan's voice is a very particular thing, but for those of us, I mean, I don't know if this tracks for you, Jenny, but for those of us who like listen to a lot of Smashing Pumpkins, it's just like, oh yeah, that's Billy Corgan's voice. But you just made me wonder, like, what is it like if you hadn't ever heard this song
if you don't
before?
have the sort of context, so you're just like, I think it's like, ugh. No, I mean, and listen,
like, yeah, we're both, I mean, I think we're both fans, or at least, we're deep fans of Smashing Pumpkins.
We're in favor of Smashing Pumpkins. We've logged many hours with their music, but like Billy Corgan's voice is not something that you would like. You'd never be like God creating a singing voice, being like,
You did. You just
Let's
made me
get
think
something
of
that
the
sounds kind of
lullaby
like
album that you did a song on, and that was my reference point. Like Billy Corgan would never be asked to do like a lullaby song for an album.
Yeah. Just like he sounds like a baby and a blender together.
Okay. Well, moving along from our thoughts on Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
Everybody's running, and Nat hides behind a tree. No one thinks to look down at the footprints, or maybe there's a lot of footprints right outside the cabin. I don't know, but it just feels
Probably
like
there are.
Yeah.
Because as you recall, they recently emerged all at once the second the snow stopped falling, and they all went everywhere, shoveling everything all at once.
So before we get to the climax of 97, or I mean, I guess you could call, maybe there's two climaxes. One is what is about to happen. Ben has found the tree.
There is steam emanating from this tree. And he finds an entrance amongst the roots down into a friggin' hobbit hole.
It literally is a hobbit hole. It's a little hobbit fire pit, and then a bunch of animal bones, right? Like these are little tiny bones.
Yeah. Someone ate some delicious meals here. Perhaps Javi and his friend.
More questions to be asked in What's the Buzz, I suppose.
Yeah. Ben left one of his crutches up top, surface side.
Yeah, what if he can't get out of the tree? Like he was really confident when he threw one crutch in and left the other crutch out. And I was like, are we okay? You don't even know what's going to happen in there.
I think he's going to be fine getting out. I'm just like, I hope you pull that other crutch in before somebody like walks by and decides to eat you, because that's where we are now.
Oh, God. So Javi comes out and tells Nat, I know a place that we can go where they won't find you. You can trust me. The girls stop in the snow to listen with their lottie ears. Ty hears a fucking crunch somewhere, and so they run. Now they're all running across the ice. I don't actually know how lakes defrost, but I would have in my assumptions, I would have just thought that the weakest ice would be on the edges, not in the direct center.
No, I think the weakest ice would be in the center, potentially because where it's shallow, it would take a lot less to freeze.
So the depth in the center is okay, that makes sense.
Are you an iceologist? Has this ever happened to you? Call 1-800-DON'T-FALL-THROUGH.
THRU, of course.
Yeah.
So they're running across the ice, and Nat
this feels like a weird. I mean, I guess there's only one way to get where they're going, but it feels weird that like they're like, here we are. We're going to escape. They're behind us, except there's just like miles and miles of flat frozen lake. It's not like they're like hidden.
Yeah, you would think, especially since we know they're going to a tree, that they would have just stayed in the trees to get there. But like you said, this is necessary.
Yeah.
Javi falls through the ice. Natalie runs and tries to save him. The girls run up to them, and Misty, with her fucking plane axe, grabs Natalie and says, if you save him, the others are going to get you. Akila, an Emmy for Akila in this fucking scene. We can still get him out of there, and everyone is just watching, and her fucking face is like she's not going over. But it's sort of like an every man for themselves moment. Like, if you pull Javi out, will you be killed? And then what does that do to your decision making? I can't believe that Natalie does not get him.
Well, she doesn't want to die.
Just out of all the people who would let Javi go so they didn't have to, it's really hard for me to believe that Nat would do it. Given all the history, and also just given Nat, she just seems like the one who would say, fuck it, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, I think what everybody has in common in this episode is that they've all been pushed to extremes, but we, the audience, we don't quite have the full picture. We don't have access to the total depth, and that is like going to impact, because like I totally hear you, but I also think that people just behave differently in a that feeling when you and your teammates have been starving in the woods for months and months, and you finally decided to do a little lottery system to see who would get eaten first.
Yeah. Oh, and that, I mean, at least for me, like, that's why I love this show and shows like it. I love shows that ask, like, but what are we actually capable of? You know, it's like one thing to sit behind our microphones at our desks and talk about what we might do. But like, if you are starving, if you are literally starving, and if you are in this situation, would you do what everybody else does? Probably. Yeah. Jenny and I would be out on the ice with our sticks in hand watching Javi die.
Kristin, I'm always thinking about this when I watch Survivor, and I'm thinking about how Jeff Probst is like loudly talking through what everyone is doing while they're like doing an obstacle course or whatever, and he like is like calling out everyone as they like make mistakes, or like if they like fumble and knock over their like tower that they've been building and they have to start from scratch. He's like, Josie has to start all over again. And I'm like, if I were on this island, I would probably deck Jeff Probst.
Yeah. I was already getting there just from your description. Like, he's the one that's going down.
I'm trying to concentrate over here, man. But what I'm really, I think, getting at is, should we go on Survivor? Should we apply to be on Survivor? You and me. Podcaster edition.
How do you think we would do? You watch Survivor way more than me.
I say this with all the love in my heart. I think I would last longer than you.
Because you could keep a poker face better than me, or because you could survive better?
I think like a combination of like, I'd be like, yeah, dude. I'd be just like vibing. Yeah. And everyone would be like, she's not a threat. You know?
It's true. It's true. If you put you and I in a room, the people will perceive me as a threat much earlier than they will perceive you as a threat. That is accurate.
And that's actually all part of my plan. You don't have to run faster than the bear. You just have to run faster than Kristin.
Yeah. You really have been surviving since day one.
Okay. Sorry. I feel like I pulled us off into the...
No. I mean, we got to the end of 97, really, like, Javi dies. And they... Honestly, if I were... It just seemed a little risky. We just lost the moose, you guys. Like, just waiting to the last second to grab this boy before he goes under.
Are you a thermodynamic ologist?
Are you a thermos? If you are.
I really want to know if there is... Okay, watching this scene, I'm like, Javi isn't going to try... Like, Javi's not going to grab the edge of the ice and try to pull himself out. I recognize it must be so cold. He must be, like, going into some kind of, like, temperature shock, in addition to, of course, being physically compromised from being starving.
Right.
But, like, he doesn't even make an attempt to, like, wiggle out of there. And I'm just wondering if there is scientific reason for that, if, you know, like, because of the cold, because of the shock, or if, like, I'm just having a I'm like, oh, that looks so easy. If I were on Survivor, I'd just do the obstacle course real fast and real good.
Yeah, I mean, we just watched. I've seen the show Ozark and Avanti hasn't, which is our combination here in this household. So if I've seen a show, I've now seen it usually twice. But I just watched an episode where Charlotte, the daughter, swims out into the lake, and it's nighttime, and she gets really disoriented, and she, like, almost drowns. She's an incredible swimmer. Like, she is a swimmer, and she still almost drowns because of the disorientation of it all. And it's like one of those things where you're, like, looking at it and you're like, how could you not just be choosing a direction and then, like, swimming in that direction? But the disorientation is so powerful that, like, it overpowers everything else. And so I also wonder if, in addition to the things you said, that just the disorientation of being sort of like, when you're under, that the visual of him under is so, like, vast and terrifying that I wonder if there's, like, an element of not knowing what the top is and what the bottom is, you know, like not even having the ability to know what to grab.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I didn't go back to the mass calculator that I used for the moose episode, but I'm just going to say that, like, Javi weighs a lot less than a moose.
Yeah.
And that's podcasting.
And that's podcasting. I thought of you and your music opinions with the choice for this, because the lyric is, some poor sucker at the bottom of the lake. I turned to Avanti. I said, Jenny's going to be so mad.
It is a little on the nose for me, but I think it's a beautiful recording. This is Poor Sucker by Low. And I think Low is awesome. So I'm willing.
Okay.
I'm willing to look the other way just this once.
Okay. All right. So
should we look the other way all the way to the present?
Yes. Let's do a 180-degree pivot. Look to the present and go to Camp Lottie, as I like to call it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What a mess.
A mess. A true mess. So we ended the last episode with Shauna answering the phone call from Jeff. They found Adam's body. Mm-hmm. Now she tells everybody they found the body of our friend Adam Martin. Van immediately clocks that something is up. Anyone with eyes and ears and any sense of anything would be able to tell that something is fucking up here. Misty's just really rising to the top for me in all timelines, because Misty just being constantly annoyed that no one can do murder without her help is...
She baked the cookie. She gave them the very specific instructions. If you're not going to bury him 6 feet, don't bother burying him at all.
Seriously. And I mean, I guess it's a question too. Like, who knows? Maybe they did bury him 6 feet and they found him. I mean, they shouldn't have been able to identify him. The reason that they could identify him was only because he had donated bone marrow. Like, I think that seems out of the hands of anyone.
Yeah, that's on par with men donating sperm anonymously 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and then having no way to anticipate that 23andMe would
blow up their spot.
Yeah.
Blow up their sperm.
Yes. My question is, like, why does Van give a shit? Van immediately is like, you guys are lying. You're not telling me something. She throws Shauna's keys into the woods to keep them all there.
That I love.
I mean, it's
regardless of it,
hilarious, but she's like, we haven't seen each other in years. And now that she didn't want to see any of them.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be here. She wasn't even going to come inside the campground. And now she's like, nobody's going anywhere until you tell me what this thing that I currently have no reason to think has anything to do with me or Yellowjackets is all about.
But maybe that's because, you and I haven't danced with them to Lightning Crashes by Live in the snow. And, she kissed Thaisa or whatever they kissed. I don't know who you can pin the kiss on, but they kissed, they danced. Maybe Van is
everything's changing. I see.
Yeah, she doesn't want her friends to leave. She forgot they could have a good time.
But things start to keep unraveling, I guess. Van is like the first brick that comes out of the wall, but then Ty and Nat are like, why did Jeff call you about this? What does he know?
And all the lies have short legs, as my dad liked to say, and the shortness of their legs is really showing itself in this scene. Before they go to the sharing shack, I just have to say that maybe one of my favorite Shauna responses in all 2 seasons is like Van throws the keys and they start to have it out, and like 2 purple people come walking by, and Lottie's like, we can't do this out in the open. Everybody to the sharing shack. Shauna, the camera goes to Shauna and she's like, no, why? I love it so much. It's like truly, oh God, it gets me every time. Okay, and then the lies have short legs. They've all run out of steam. They're all coming to the front. Why is Jeff calling you? And you think that's the big lie that she told Jeff? Well, just stick around in the sharing shack for long enough.
Yeah, just you wait, ladies.
Misty's pissed again. She's like, I fucking told you not to tell anybody. I gave you a cookie cake. I said 6 feet. No one is listening to anything I fucking say.
I know.
And before we go to the sharing shack and before we go to Kevin and unfortunately Syracusa, I just want to say that one thing we miss by putting all of 97 and all of the present in their own separate bins is that when Van sort of like storms toward the sharing shack at the end of this scene that we're talking about, they cut in real time to Van sort of storming through the cabin in 97, and it is unfucking believable. It is so fucking cool to see like the Lauren Ambrose fade into teen Van and the way they are walking the same, and the look in their eyes is the same. It's so fucking cool. So I just wanted to make sure that got a little bit of a shout and didn't get missed in our chronology.
Yeah. I feel like Misty would really approve of Callie making a video of Syracusa as he searches her room.
I agree. Callie's definitely the best at crime in this family.
Insulting him all the while. I feel like shouldn't somebody else be doing this?
Yeah.
Somebody who hasn't been accused of having sex with this girl.
Yeah. Syracusa should not be in there. But that's the thing about Syracusa is like he wants to be fucking in there. He wants to be just like rifling through her things. Like he's so fucking full of himself. I hate him so much.
Callie's practicing her waterworks for some future jury. And Syracusa says he has a feeling that the psychopath apple doesn't fall far from the fucked up man-eating tree.
I love that in this delivery, man-eating is literal.
Wow.
Like
hadn't even thought about it. Incredible.
Down at the dining room table, Kevin is sitting down with Jeff. Jeff says, "Do I need a lawyer?" Kevin says, that makes you seem like you Sudeikis are always asking for your lawyer. That seems suspicious. I'm like, does it? Does asking for a lawyer when you just said my wife is a suspect really make me seem like a liar, Kevin?
No. Call a lawyer. Invoke your right to counsel.
Oh, God. I also really have noticed this watch that Jeff is a big code switcher when it comes to talking to New Jersey men versus being with his family. He talks so differently. And he did it in the gym too with Kevin. He's like deep New Jersey when he's talking to like a New Jersey man. But when he's with his family, he's just like sweet Jeff.
Oh.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies just to see if you could save some cash? Well, Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Tonight, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Don't miss John Cena's farewell moment. Monday Night Raw, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Witness the moment everyone will be talking about.
REI Co-op presents a perfect outdoor moment with the perfect gift. Picture this. You're ripping with your favorite person. Bluebird skies, blower powder, and frankly, you're skiing like legends.
So sick. Another lap?
Thanks to REI's curation, from lid to sticks, you nailed the gift.
No way. How'd you know?
Does it get more perfect than that? Give without guessing. Shop in store or visit rei.com.
Okay. I have yet another question. hello@bufferingcast.com. Do you work in law enforcement or the legal system? What's the sort of like policy on showing someone photographs of remains?
It seems, yeah.
If Jeff's lawyer was present, would they be able to make him look at these photographs?
I can't imagine that they would. I feel like they're doing things that they wouldn't be able to do because no one's there to like monitor them, and they're just trying to get a response out of him.
Ugh. They're like, oh, the precision, et cetera, and Jeff's like, well, there you go. It couldn't be Shauna. She's not a doctor. And they're like, but she has certain survival skills. And I'm like, does she, as far as they know? Like, what exactly are they thinking?
Know? That's the thing. We know, because we've been watching the television show, that Shauna was like head butcher in the wilderness.
Yeah. Has Kevin been on the Yellowjackets Reddit?
It just feels like if you asked me like what kind of survival skills these girls would come back with, I would not ever think that like cleanly butchering would be something that they'd come back. I mean, I wouldn't even think about the necessity of a butchering being clean, you know? Like it just...
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They tell Jeff that the feet, hands, and head were removed, and also tattoos were removed with, they believe, a cheese grater.
That's fucking rough. The only reason that I accept this as our fate as viewers is because of the dream it will conjure for us later. Okay, so they knew it was Adam because of the bone marrow, and Jeff is starting to like, he's going to throw up on the fucking table. He's like making that noise that a cat makes like right before it fucking gets a hairball up the table. And he says, we're done. Kevin, one more time, comes in. They're always coming in one more time. They were just doing this in Ozark too, you know? It's your last chance. Yeah, last chance. Get on this train before it leaves the station. Otherwise, you and your family are fucked. There's still time to get out of this, you and Callie.
Jeff just wants a lawyer. He doesn't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, he does. He just wants to take a nice little nap and dream sweet, sweet dreams. We'll get there soon.
My God.
First, okay, I'm just going to run down the lies that are going to come out in this sharing shack. The shack has never been more sharing than this current version of the shack. Shauna told Jeff, Taissa paid Jessica to dig into everyone's past. The Natalie, the thing we have on Natalie in the room is Natalie is a drug addict. I'm not sure how that got into the things tossed into the bin, but that's here too. Misty killed Jessica. And did I get them all? Those are all the lies that come out in this particular spin around the thing, because the big one is going to come out next. But like, what I've realized in this is that it seems like everyone has lies except for maybe Misty. Like, they didn't know she killed Jessica, but it wasn't because Misty was lying about it. It just like hadn't come up.
They honestly hadn't thought to ask.
Right. So I just we know, we talked about it even I think just last episode, but like we know Misty has her one giant lie, which is the black box. But most of what Misty does now, she's very forthright about. She's taking a cue from her musical confidence sourced in the last episode. I took care of it like I always do. I'm a closer, she said.
I have a couple questions. Why did Jessica Roberts never contact Van? She had her address. That's where Taissa got it, from Jessica Roberts' apartment.
Do you think she just hadn't gotten there yet?
No, because the election already happened.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
And then also, why didn't anybody know that Lottie was alive in the U.S.? The rest of them, whatever. But Misty, you're going to tell me Misty Quigley missed what? Because she's going by Charlotte instead of Lottie? Like, what are we talking? She didn't even change her last name.
Yeah, it is weird that, Misty was upset that she didn't figure it out, but it is weird that she didn't figure that out.
It's weird. Where do you think Ty's campaign manager's car is? Just still by the side of the road?
Still by the side of the road.
Somewhere between New Jersey and Ohio?
Oh my God. How's her fucking wife doing? Where's Sammy? What's happening?
Ugh. Sammy. Steve.
Oh God. Where is Steve? Steve wasn't in the car.
Yeah, Steve was at the house. Has anybody been by to feed or walk Steve? I hope so.
I'm sure. Everyone cares about Simone, Like, yeah, even though she wasn't, I know she wasn't living there, but, they'll check. They'll make sure.
Okay.
Steve's fine. Nugget, not so much. Okay, so...
What was I supposed to do? Not kill her? I'd already been keeping her in my basement dungeon for like a week.
Let's hear this. All the lies are on the table except for the big one. Let's hear how this shit goes down when the light bulb goes off above at least Misty and Taissa's heads.
Why am I the only bad guy when Misty has been holding someone captive in her dungeon and the FBI has been going around asking questions about Natalie?
The FBI? What?
Okay, stop. Just stop. The FBI was me. Technically, it was my boyfriend, Walter Tattersall. Well, we were trying to find out who had kidnapped Natalie, and we knew that Randy had been staying at the same motel, so Walter impersonated an FBI agent and interrogated Randy on his boat. Walter's boat, not Randy's boat.
Misty, you are nothing if not proactive.
Thank you. It wasn't a terribly fruitful interrogation, at least not at first. He was like paralyzed with fear, which is strange for an innocent man. And then he mentioned Jeff.
I mean, they're best friends, so probably.
No, it was more like in a worried way, like they had done something that he was nervous about.
And I didn't really give it much thought at the time, but there's another person who had access to those journals the whole time.
The gig is up. The jig is up? Which one is?
The
jig? The jig?
Yeah. I think my favorite Christina Ricci moment in this episode is when she takes the time to be like, Walter's boat, not Randy's boat.
Randy would never have a boat, you guys. Remember Randy? Jenny, your Natalie line from season 1 was, hello, Misty, you crazy fucking bitch.
Yes.
For me, the season 2 line maybe is, was your fucking husband the one blackmailing us? I'm like, I miss Natalie when she got all woo-woo and purple, and like she comes back to me in this moment.
Yeah. She's still in there somewhere.
She's still in there. So now they all know that Jeff is the one that was blackmailing them. Before we get to like how that is going to impact the group and what it's going to bring up for Shauna, let's go to the most beautiful house in the entire universe where Walter Tattersall lives. They really make $6 million go a long way. But you know what? $6 million is not that much money. I don't know if you can have this house with $6 million.
Well, you could definitely have this house with $6 million in 2021.
But like maybe only that house. I just feel like he has a lot of nice things. Well, his car is actually kind of a junker, so. He
also is like very investment minded.
That's true.
I once read that Haley Joel Osment was told by Brad Pitt to put his first $1 million in the bank and that he could live off the interest forever.
Wow.
So
I thought you were going to say that you once heard from Haley Joel Osment that the human head weighs 8 pounds.
I never heard that from him.
Oh. Is that a different kid? That's Haley Joel Osment, right?
I have no idea because I don't know what you're talking about.
From Jerry Maguire. Is he the kid in Jerry Maguire?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. So if he is, then I'm correct. Barbra Streisand is singing Not While I'm Around. Walter is doing a giant puzzle of space with astronauts.
No.
And also Walter has a kitten screensaver. These are the facts.
Well, he's also doing, I think, a cat puzzle. I think he's doing 2 separate puzzles.
Oh, he's doing
and
a cat puzzle and a space
all the
puzzle.
pieces everywhere.
Wow.
This is how the other half lives, Kristin.
Wow. I want to do, and in these pajamas? Oh my God.
Just floor to ceiling windows, enormous water feature right outside.
Beautiful.
Multiple puzzles at once.
Show tunes a blast.
Yeah.
He sees that they found Adam's body on his little, whatever you call it. What do you call this? Citizen detective thread?
That's right.
And he emails the police and he says that he has information that might be useful for them. And then he goes and he gets his little purple coat that he saved for this occasion. And he's going somewhere. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
What luck that he just happened to have this ready to go.
I would believe that a man that has had these pajamas. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I know I say pajamas differently than most people. Pajamas. What do you say?
Pajamas.
I feel like somebody who had these pajamas would have something purple ready to go.
It all checks out for me. Listen. Jeff is sleeping the sweet sleep of the innocent when that is interrupted by Shauna Carving Hands. She has electric knives where her hands should be. She slices off a big sheet of his flesh.
Ugh.
And she says, "Don't pretend that you don't like this." And Warren Cole says, "Why the fuck would I like it?"
I can't get rid of it. It's a part of me, and I thought you loved all of me.
Oh my God.
Now, there was a lot of conversation in like the season 1 credits of it all. I think it's the season 1 credits where the Sadecki family photo is like splattered in blood. So it's like, oh, okay, it came from here, came from the nightmare. We don't have to connect that to anything larger. It just came from the nightmare. She says, Jenny, you haven't asked me what the most New Jersey thing in an episode is in a long time, but I'm going to tell you what the most New Jersey thing in this episode is. And it's that inside of Jeff's nightmare, Shauna says, just relax or you'll end up like Adam did. Skin grated off like a rind of pecorino. That, my friends, is the most Jersey thing in the episode. Oh, God. So, and this is like a 1-2 punch of a scene because the dream is like, hilarious. Like it's clearly showing us how Jeff is terrified of Shauna having learned like even more of what she's capable of, whatever, but it's so funny. And then it immediately goes like 180 from being super funny to really beautiful and very real between Jeff and Callie. And it's really the first time that we've seen like their relationship at this depth, I think.
Yeah, for sure. She is busted as hell drinking this beer in the middle of the night, thinking she won't get caught. Can't imagine being so cavalier as a teen as to be like, they'll never miss one.
I think she knows that her family is unraveling, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Jeff proves that point when he's like, let me have some of that beer. Let me share a beer with you, Callie, because you're right. Everything is fucking crazy right now.
She asks, am I like mom? And by that, she means, am I like seriously fucked up? And this gives Jeff the opportunity to tell her about their baby who died. And Warren Cole is doing like such a great, like tender job with this scene.
Yeah, I think the scene is written really well too, you know, like because they give Jeff the emotion that Jeff deserves to have for also losing a baby, you know, like I feel like it's so easy to like make this Shauna's loss and Shauna's loss alone. And I think they do a really good job.
Oh, please. Shauna and Lottie's loss.
Yeah, and Lottie, of course. But, you know, she had a baby out there. It was our baby. And then the way he says a little baby boy is just it's done really effectively and beautifully. And also Callie's response, like, is, you know, like unexpected and so tender. And also like the fact that she assumes it was a sister, I just felt was so believable. Like, you know, you just like immediately assume this thing. And then he holds Callie and tells her it's going to be okay. And you can tell that he has no idea if it's going to be okay, but like they just needed this moment together. It's really sweet.
It really is. Back at Camp Triangle, buddy.
Dear God.
Shauna explains that she didn't tell anybody about Jeff being the blackmailer because she just figured that they would kill him. With friends like these, ...
And then she kind of like spirals into some radical honesty, you know? She's like, I've been trying to fix, and then she stops and she's like, you know what? No, I haven't. I've just been doing all this fucking shit that has made it worse. I almost killed 2 random people. I told my daughter everything. Now she's some kind of accomplice. I think I might have said too much to the police. Misty, I knew it. So upset throughout the episode that everybody is so bad at taking her instructions.
Oh my God.
But then Shauna says, I think that if I knew somebody in your family had been the blackmailer, I would have killed them.
Good Lord.
Let's just let's just hear the rest of this little scene.
Thanks for your honesty, Shauna. You're not wrong. We're all pretty messed up. It's time we finally fucking talk about it.
Not gonna sew shit with talking, Nat. This isn't something that therapies can fix. Something guided you all here. And it wasn't guilt, and it wasn't some psychological need. It was something greater, and it has been guiding me as well. First, I tried to ignore it. I tried to bargain with it. I tried to will it away, but it's too powerful. And now we have to give it what it wants.
Counterpoint, or not.
I would like to understand. Okay, so Lottie means one of them has to die. That's what it needs. And then it will be satiated. But so far in the woods, the reason that they need the wilderness to choose is so that they can survive. So how, like, and now we're applying this to like psychological trauma and like difficult, you know, because she's saying to them like, Ty, you've pushed your family away. You killed your dog. You almost killed your wife. Shauna, you're going to lose your family. Misty, you actually did kill someone. She's like saying the ways that they're falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
As the reason, as the backbone of why they should all drink some of her beautiful cocktails. And one of them should die, because if one of them dies, then all of that pain and suffering will be abated, I guess, until next time.
It seems like the wilderness is not an entity you want to get into sort of like deal-making practice with.
I agree.
Seems like the kind of entity that just moves the goalpost over and over again.
Travis just died.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that.
Like, what did they get for that?
I'm thinking. Brought back together.
Okay.
But that seems like more in the its
interests.
Yes. Than theirs.
Just like, okay, so let me just like unpack some of these words from Lottie. Do you feel like there's something inside of you, a feeling you know is making you do that? Natalie's right. Look at what we lived through, but you have to consider it's been with us all along and we've been denying it. That's why we're so fucked up. Just like before, the only way to get ourselves out of this is to give ourselves fully to it. I'm just trying to find the bridge to one of them having to die. That's the bridge that if I were in the room, I'd be like, listen, when we had to eat that person, that made sense as the bridge. But now that we don't need to actually eat that person, maybe we should just actually unpack our trauma. Maybe that is actually the way to like, maybe Natalie is right. Can we just talk about it? Like, I just, you just feel like maybe nobody has to die.
Yeah, or maybe somebody needs to write a couple of things that make it make sense.
Yeah, or that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. We have one episode left of this season and we'll find out what happens with these phenobarbital cups.
Lottie's pitches, she's like, okay, there's all this, everyone's doing bad behavior. Natalie was driven to a point where she was going to take her own life. Misty killed someone. Shauna almost killed someone. Oh, wait, no, Shauna did kill someone.
Yeah.
And then when she turns to Van, she says, Van, you used to be so full of life. Doesn't that just feel a little...
It's a little weak sauce, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all. Phenobarbital solution.
Fucking Misty being like, yeah, that's what the Heaven's Gate people use. So, and Shauna being like, yeah, you're taking this cult leader thing a little too far a lot.
Yeah.
Like, but what are they going to do? I don't know. We're going to find out. But we're not there yet. And Lottie says that she's not trying to know which glass is the poison glass. She'll choose last. She's very committed to the fact that it chooses. Well, I got to get myself into a corner of what's the buzz because
Come buzz with me.
I can't talk anymore here. It's not safe.
Okay, do you think that Walter got the ick at all when he found out that Misty had not ensured that Adam Martin's remains would be missing forever?
Probably.
You think he was like, oh,
probably, but also like he had such respect for her before that maybe he knows it's her stupid friends that fucked it up.
Yeah, he does recognize that she's a really good friend to all of her friends who don't seem to be as good of a friend back to her.
Yeah, nor do they seem to be as good at murder and deception.
Here's what made me gasp much earlier when we were taping.
Yes, please tell me.
Okay, what if Javi's friend is someone we haven't met yet? And what if Hilary Swank is adult Javi's friend? What if she's, for whatever reason, been living in the wilderness, in the stump, you know? And then when everybody gets rescued, she goes with them. She is brought back to civilization. They're like, and we got a bonus rescue. This random girl who is also living in the woods, but who was not a Yellowjacket. And then what if she grew up to be Academy Award winner Hilary Swank?
You just made me remember that the other day. I don't remember what we bought because it's just like baby things everywhere. But it was something that was like nice for your baby or whatever. And Avanti picked up the thing and she's like, the brand of this is $1 Million Baby. And I was like, did they not watch the film?
Oh no. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, why would you do that? Maybe. Yeah, I guess we don't know who the friend in the tree is. There has to be, in my mind, there just has to be some kind of connection between the tree and Adam at this point. I refuse to believe otherwise.
Do you think Adam Martin was Javi's friend?
Was Javi's friend, or like there was somebody that was Javi's friend that then, you know, went back and got into some kind of relationship or like there just has to be some tie there. In my opinion. But what the fuck is this tree? Have we theorized on what this tree is?
I think there was some stuff going around on Reddit when the season was airing about like symbols used in sort of like mining maps and like a particular town in maybe Pennsylvania where like heat comes from the ground because of mines that were like closed off like decades ago, but heat is still being generated down there for whatever reason.
So the Triangle Buddy arms and legs are like tunnels, basically.
Could be. I can't wait to find out. I have a dark feeling that it won't be satisfying, but I really hope that it will be.
What if it is, though?
It would be so cool if it is. You know, we've had some twists and turns this season. We've waved our hands a fair amount, but there's still time. All is not lost. We could absolutely have a very satisfying season 3, and my heart would sing.
Totally. And I mean, you know, I have to say that even when it's not the most satisfying,
still super fun.
It really is. It's just so fun to watch. And I am, regardless of what happens, just very excited to get back to these performers. I think like,
oh yeah,
maybe I've already said this in the pod, but given that we think probably we're going to get more of like 98 or like, you know, the teens back in New Jersey, I'm like really worried about that for myself as a viewer because I'm so attached to them in the wilderness. Like even the mall scene was like over dramatized and not what they're going to look like when they return, but like seeing them out of that element, I just am like, I don't know how my brain will digest it, you know?
I totally do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird.
Even when I see the photo that comes up first when you look up Yellowjackets, and it's like them all in their soccer uniforms in a big long line and they're like little blue soccer suits or whatever. I saw it like yesterday and I was like, when was Natalie's hair ever cut like that? Like I have so little memory of them even before they got on the plane.
Soccer suits.
What?
You said soccer suits and it made me laugh.
Yeah, they're soccer suits. All right, Jenny. Well, did we buzz? Do you have anything else to buzz about?
I've got nothing else to buzz about. It's not like I'm sure the season finale will be very chill and there won't be anything to talk about.
Yeah, super chill. Can't wait.
Well, listen. I'm Jenny Owen Youngs. She is Kristin Russo. We're buffering a rewatch adventure. You can find me at Jenny Owen Youngs. You can find Kristin at Kristin Noeline, Noeline. I'm podcasting for 2 right now.
Thank you so much.
For 3, honestly.
For 3, yeah.
Buffering a rewatch adventures on socials at BufferingCast. You can find us and support us on Patreon, patreon.com/BufferingCast. And thanks for listening.
Wow.
And you're cool and you look great. Until next time. Feeling good.
Great.
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.
Goodbye, Kyle.
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlotta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.